following is a Buffalo City Life podcast. If you're interested in showcasing your podcast on our network, write to info@buffalocitylife.com. Please subscribe to us on iTunes and head over to buffalocitylife.com to check out other podcasts. Thank you for listening, and now on to the show.
All right, everybody, thank you, and welcome back to another episode of the Second Review. I have not officially gone insane, and we've not been kicked off the air yet, so good news. Today, we have a special guest here, Rob.
Yeah.
Say hi, Rob.
Hey everyone, how are you? So I'm Rob.
Rob here has just released a movie titled Game Changers, and we're going to let him talk a little bit about it, and also we're going to be asking you a couple of cool questions, maybe some personal, maybe some not personal. So how do you feel on your comfort level?
I'm very comfortable.
Very comfortable?
Yeah, you can ask me anything.
I will break that. Also today we are going to be, looking back. We're going back in time all the way to the original NES. That part is pretty much going to be dedicated to the late. I saw selfies going off.
Sorry.
It's okay. We're going to be talking about the late great President Satoru Iwata, if I am saying that right, Mr. Asian correspondent Trish Takanawa.
Yeah, you're saying that right, actually.
See, an Irishman speaking Japanese and speaking their names correctly. Is that weird to you?
No, it's just really rare.
Whatever.
You can't even speak English correctly.
It's like sake and Guinness.
Don't be hating on Guinness. So, all right, let's get this started here. Okay, so Rob.
Yes.
Give us a little background on Game Changers.
All right. So since I'm with people I probably have a kinship with here, I can be more comfortable with you guys. So Game Changers essentially was birthed from my mom, me sitting in the basement playing Tekken nonstop, and all kinds of different video games, and her saying, "Go outside and play." And so I went to school. I went to school at UB, graduated with a degree in media studies, which is kind of like media and film and stuff. So for the last 10 to 12 years, I've been kind of doing that. And so with this, it was born from, I want to show the world that there is, or basically people like my mom, who, very honest, who don't know what esports is, who don't know what pro gaming is, that there's people who are making six figures a year, not people, teenagers in rare cases, but making six figures a year playing video games. I mean, that's crazy, even to me, and I know about it, but to showcase that a little bit to a broader audience, that was the initial thing. Plus, I just, I know how hard it is to make a movie, how much time it takes. I mean, this is taken 3 years from like conceiving to writing, funding, all that stuff, which is a long time. So when I decided I wanted to do this, I really believed in it, and that was kind of the initial, I think, push to do it. And then I found that I had actors who were interested, and everything kind of just snowballed from there. Yeah.
So would you say that basically because of these events that lead them, was this kind of like your way of getting into actual film? Like, is this what inspired you to get into film in general?
Well, no, to be honest, I am just an indie filmmaker guy. I'm not a big filmmaker by any means. Just, been making indie films for probably like 12 years now. So I've been cutting stuff, like shooting features on like VHS cameras. Like back in the day when I went to University of Buffalo, they still actually had VHS editing. So we'd shoot all our stuff like we did a crime drama. With like, we'd paint on beards when we were like teenagers, and then we were like, made this one movie. Oh God, what was it called? Parole Violation. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, where we
was
really
this a porn? Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we had like fake guns and squibs, and like we filmed in Detroit. We like rented a limo, and like the story was that I wasn't the writer. I was more directed, kind of the guy I grew up making films with, and we were like 13-year-old kids. We were like, get the coke, and like just ridiculous stuff. So that was like the first ridiculous. Nobody saw it. We had a screening in a basement. Was done, but it was a good 70-minute thing that we would have like a VHS on that we'd be playing to. So we did like linear editing on that, and that was like, God, I was in school still, so that was over a decade ago. And then ever since then, I've been making indie films, like mini DV stuff, and the camera technology has gotten crazy. I mean, I'm sure you guys know here you have like 7Ds and digital SLRs. So how inexpensive you can get a kit that just makes something look like a film is just exciting. So this is actually the second thing I've directed that I've premiered, and it's the best thing I've ever done because of the caliber of actors. I don't just have my friends in it, which I've done for pretty much every other movie. I have actual actors, and actual cast and crew. So I don't know if that answers your question, but this isn't my first kind of foray into filmmaking. No, yeah.
Well, that was a little bit on what we were talking. And a little bit, a couple of our other questions. What made you want to get into filmmaking?
Get into filmmaking?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I got to take a sip of my water.
Okay.
I think it was just being around, having the luxury of having parents that were encouraging. Because when I was young, probably like a lot of you guys, grew up playing games. I mean, my skin is whiter than white. I never go outside, right? So I mean, yeah. So
Yeah.
brother. So your question wasn't gaming, it was filmmaking, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. So just being encouraged to be creative, and then when we were young, remember like 8mm cameras, like way back in the day.
Oh,
And
yeah.
and my friend actually, who I grew up making movies with, his name is Jay Opperly. It was actually VFX for this, and we went to school together and did all that stuff. But he saved up his paper route money, and he bought his own camera. And he came over, and we would shoot little stupid videos. And then that just kind of kept on happening. I would pretty much my life was playing hockey, making silly videos, playing video games. When I was a teenager, and so it just kept on going and going. And then when I graduated from high school, went to UB. I'm like, I don't know what I want to do, Dad. And he's like, just do, encouraging parents. It's really, didn't think I'd come out and talk about my mom and dad, but it's nice to have encouraging parents because they're like, my dad's like, just do what you want. Worst case, you can go back to school. Just if it doesn't work out. So I'm like, my dad's great. He encouraged me to get a media studies degree, whatever that means. And then just from there, when I graduated, got on this small movie called The Maze, which was like a local horror suspense movie. And just kept on being around, found that I felt fulfilled when I was doing that. And so I just kept on doing it, I guess, yeah.
So besides your mom, were
Yes.
there any other females in
I
your
can't
life?
hear, like, if I ever had your mom, I'm just like, what is that supposed to mean? No. But my mom, yeah.
Besides your mom, was there anybody else in your life that you kind of felt like maybe pushed you in the same direction? Kind of the whole, video games aren't for everybody. You can't really make a living out of video games. I mean,
that encouraged me, kind of. Or?
No, your mom always told you to go outside.
Yeah, like,
you ever have a girlfriend?
Those damn games, get out there and play
Exactly.
games, yeah.
Have you ever had anybody else in your life that was just like, all right, come on, stop, grow up. Video games are for kids.
I love my mom, but I love her to death. I just saw her the other day, but she's a blunt person. She made me have a thick skin, and I don't think there was anyone else. What's that?
This sounds very familiar. This sounds like my mom to a T.
Yeah, but I know there wasn't anyone who was really discouraging me. I mean, if anything, that's why I've been able, and being creative people, you have to be around. For me, I have to be around encouraging people. That helps me a lot. So no, I wouldn't say there was anyone else who was really negative. I think I kind of put those people out of my life and always seeked out people who were like me. Yeah.
So yeah, I got more of a question about this movie exactly.
Yeah.
What was like the hardest part or the easiest part of it? Like, what were some of the pitfalls of creating it? Were there times where you're just like, okay, this is not going to happen, or did you always know this was going to finish? Did you always know you're going to have the screening?
Yeah.
Or how did that all go?
So like what kind of like the hardest parts. Well, I think the hardest part having done even though they're not big movies, I have DVDs of, like, I did a movie called Bravo Sierra. Like I said, Parole Violation on VHS somewhere in my basement. I did a movie called Couch. I did a movie called The Maze. So being a part of either editing, shooting, generally behind the scenes of so many projects already, I knew once I started, it was going to be completed. Because even if I didn't hit my budget and I knew that I could make it happen. So that wasn't so much a fear or a hard part. I think, honestly, the hardest part is casting, because when you're working with pretty much no budget, low budget, and you have actual actors. Well, actors in Buffalo aren't they have jobs, like everyone has a job, like I do. And so being able to say, okay, Vincent O'Neill, who's actually probably the one who is an actual actor, he's a Irish classical theater, when are you free? You're like a very established actor. Okay, then when are you free? And getting all these different people together was kind of a nightmare. So you would think that I would say like, oh, trying to get the money or trying to get, locations. As a matter of fact, we filmed here, which was wonderful. Thank you, Main Street Host. Was not so much the tough part. It was just the logistical little things. Because once I'm there on set, it's fun. It was a fun thing for me. I picked people who were talented, but also, my two lead actors I worked with before at the Apple Store. They worked together before. I had a rapport with them, so we'd have a lot of fun on set. We do what we needed to get done, but I'd say, yeah, it's a stupid answer, but the hardest thing was just at having a low budget film, being able to schedule people who, if I said, hey, I'm going to give you $500,000, I own you for a year, you'd be like, great, Rob, quit everything, let's do this. Right? That wasn't the case for this. So a lot of people were, next to no money or no money committing their time. So being respectful of that and making it all happen was the toughest part at this level. Yeah.
I agree on that one. I agree because I've done a couple myself and.
You do film and video?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm
We
actually
should
trying
talk.
to do one right now, but we could talk about that
Pitch
another
me.
day.
Yeah,
'cause
we'll talk after.
You and me could sit here for like 5 hours and just trade stories back and forth.
We can get these guys to leave, right?
But no, the one big thing is obviously getting these people to dedicate their time, which I haven't seen the movie unfortunately, but I've seen the trailer a few times and actually saw it at the gym while I'm sitting there on an elliptical. And it's on ESPN.
Airing the commercial.
Yeah. The trailer was airing right in front
I
of
didn't
us.
know. I'm glad because I was worried about if it was shown or not. I was checking the
I
stations.
saw it.
Good.
I saw
Okay.
it. But the one thing I want to do is I just want to get into is like, were you really trying to portray and aim at the generation of video gamers now? That would be quote unquote the cyber athletes, or as I like to call them, just people that really need to go see the damn sun. And get a fucking girl.
well, no. My aim was, like I said, the reason what motivated me from a personal, like autobiographical, is there's actually a film in the scene that's catered to, like, but not to ruin it, but we're like, go outside and play, and we see them in the front yard on a TV playing video games, So it's very autobiographical in that sense. But the movie was really aimed at people who know about esports. I know it sounds silly, but that's where I really marketed it toward. Because I don't think there's a film for that. There's a lot of documentaries like what are people who grind gold for World of Warcraft, or there's a Dota documentary about the $1 Million Tournament, stuff like that. But that's a doc. It's not anything kind of dramatic. And actually, before I started, I reached out to Brett Leonard, whose nickname is Nated. He's he's a big Halo player from back in the day, and he kind of gave me that. He's like, I'm really excited about this because essentially this is the position I'm in. And I didn't answer your question earlier. What was your name again, man? I'm sorry. I didn't answer it that way.
That's the Bill of Rights.
That's the Bill of Rights?
The Bill of Rights.
You're
He
an
shows up when he
important
wants to.
person.
Yeah.
Okay. I like it. Okay.
But never around.
Never run when you need him, but shows up when he doesn't.
Yeah. Now I lost my train of thought. What was I going to say?
Some kind of question.
What? What's that?
Some question.
Oh, well, no, I forget what I was, we were talking about earlier about, like, who I made
Additional people who were inspirational or
Yes.
pushing you forward.
Okay, yeah, so we, the people who won, like, the Dota tournament, it was like $1 million tournament, about Defense of the Age and stuff like that. So that idea of just, like, holy shit, like, this is going to be huge, so I want to get in the forefront of it, too. So that was, like, another reason I made it, because I feel like there'd be an audience there. But all that said and done, I kind of feel like the trailer, in a way I wanted to, trick gamers, younger people, into being like, this is a movie for me, and then they go, because it's actually about facing being, an adult or going back and trying to reclaim your youth, which is universal. I don't think it necessarily is game-specific. And so that's kind of the overarching, a piece of the film that I think could attract anyone. Yeah.
That makes sense. So, and you could totally relate to that too, because, heck, I'm gonna be 28 here, married with a kid,
Yeah.
and I still play video games.
Dude,
I'll admit it.
I'm 34, man. Once you hit 30, like you're like, why isn't my vision perfect?
Yep.
I can't sit.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
when you sit and you have your knees on your elbows and like this is the gaming position for me.
Yeah.
I can't do that anymore because like my upper back and like I can't like it all. enjoy the next.
it is.
Even that, it doesn't work. Like,
That's the
enjoy
thing.
the next 2 years, man, of your.
Oh no!
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
I'm 31 next Friday,
Mm.
and I'm already doing that too. It's like
Yeah.
I'm sitting there playing. It's like I used to game for like hours, just leaning back, feet
Oh,
on
yeah.
the table.
Oh,
and
yeah.
just perfect. And now it's just like
The N64 controller was, and not to get off topic, but that was the best controller because like you could hold it so casual, like you could just play Smash and just like you were half asleep. It was amazing. Like that was the best, and it was off. Like most, because every other controller, like an Xbox controller, like a PlayStation controller, like you have to be engaged. It's just like move that little joystick around. Like yeah, good game.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
back then that was
No,
that
that's
was the
fine. That's
foreplay
fine.
back
Which-
then
which is
too.
it.
What's
You know,
that?
Moving the little
That
joystick
was
around.
Yeah.
That was the foreplay, man. Gotta move the joystick, man.
Not with me and my friends, but I could see it. I could see where it
All right, so
Yeah.
winding back at the topic here,
Yeah,
so obviously great film. I've seen the trailer. I've yet to see the actual movie myself. But
Yeah.
like one of the things is that are you actually going to be creating more video game related films?
There's a real passion there, and aside from how I already talked about, I want to bring esports to the forefront. I want to show people. I want to glorify these people.
Do you really need to glorify them more than what they are now?
Well, see, but the thing is, we know about them,
Yes.
but like for example, David Walsh or Walsh. I don't know if you know about him. He's older. He was in the film, made a cameo in the film, and
nice.
that's what I was going to say earlier. The film was actually inspired by his run with his team Final Boss years ago. That was like, I'm like, can't believe these guys are rock stars. They're like the first rock stars, I think, when MLG kind of showcased and like had a television show on ESPN. But so you're asking about like make other things about gaming. I think that it's a real passion of mine, and I play Magic the Gathering now, so I'm a total dork. And because I can't play games like I used to, we actually had Game On for a bachelor party, and it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, like playing LAN games, and I just totally like my whole body, my 34-year-old crusty shell of a body just like shut down from drinking like energy drinks, and they're like, we got to take Rob home, and like I'm like, I can't shoot, I can't play COD anymore. So I play Magic, but I bring it up because I'm actually getting to know a lot of people in the Magic community who do like Magic doc or Magic kind of like spoofy videos that are supported by Wizards of the Coast. Who I know we're not talking video games here, but there is a video game for Magic,
It's
so
okay.
that counts.
It's-
That counts.
Yeah, it counts, man.
But so I could see myself kind of going along those lines and doing something game related because to me, all my friends are our generation is there's a kinship amongst us. Like, oh yeah, games, and people don't understand that who are older than us or I think younger than us. Like my community is gamers. So I think that there's something very strong there. Is that another reason why I made this movie? But that would motivate me to make something. To answer your question, though, no, I don't have anything planned right now. But I think if I ever did, it would either be totally like the best thing in the world happens, which probably never will, which is I get this sold and I get a lot of money and I make something like cool other film, which probably doesn't have to do with games. Or I could see myself doing like web series type stuff or some kind of documentary-ish type thing. But it depends. I need to take a little time off after this. It's nice to feel like after 3 years I don't have like the elephant on my shoulders every time I'm. It's like that feeling when you were in middle school and you went out to play, but you're like, shit, I know I have homework, and you're like, I know I have homework though, then you come home, you're like, I still have homework. That feeling was for me for 3 years, and we can all relate to that. So now that it's not there, I'm kind of like, I'll find myself sitting at home looking out the window and being like, I don't have to do anything. This is kind of awesome. So nothing soon. Sorry, I give long answers.
So, to see this movie, I know you said that it was a showing.
Yes.
So first off, when is that showing? Where is that showing? And if people do miss the showing, are you thinking about possibly selling off DVDs later on? Or?
How do they see it? A lot of people are asking me that. Well, we already had a screening. It was on July 26th, last Saturday, and it was sold out, and I never anticipated that, which was really touching because I've been lucky enough to be a part of premieres locally, and we never came close to anything like that. So this Saturday, August 1st, will be the last chance in Buffalo, because I'm already submitting to festivals, and so I'm going to get to your question about how people see it, but the life of it generally is I don't want to release it as an individual. I don't want people to just, even though I want people to see my film, say like, oh, I want to go to GameChangersOfTheMovie.com and buy a disc, or I can stream it or something like that. Because if I do that, I undercut all my distributors. I undercut really my entire opportunity for selling and promoting and having that hype around the film. So it does kind of stink because the fact that people are interested, I mean, we could talk to me after the show. I might be able to work something out. Seem like a cool guy. But when it comes to sales, the answer is not until we do the whole route with film festivals, which is already happening. Because what I want for the actors, or for the film, but really for my friends too, is to give them as much exposure and hype. We're trying to build an online presence already, which is, it's awesome that the night of the premiere, we had a local critic who, his name is Jared Mubarak, and he wrote paragraphs upon paragraphs of review, and thankfully favorable, about the film, like that night. I mean, it was the most, I felt so touched that this guy like wrote this huge article that was nice, but again, that builds an internet presence. So I'm taking this direction because it answers your question indirectly, because you're like, what does that have to do with me watching the movie? Unfortunately, all this has to happen in this that before I say, okay, you know, it's on Netflix, or if it ultimately distributed, it's on Netflix, or a distributor picks it up and you'll be able to get it other ways. If that doesn't happen, if I go through the whole normal kind of process of submitting to festivals and it doesn't get distribution, then I go, okay, well, I'm going to sell discs, or I'll go to Netflix myself. But unfortunately, until then, I love the support, but we just can't, I just can't, you know, start selling discs and you know, all that stuff. I mean, maybe if it sneaks out on the internet, you know, and like some kind of tour network, I have nothing, you know, I don't know about that. You know, if it gets like Pirate Bay, is that even a thing anymore? Pirate Bay?
No,
Yes,
they got
it
shut
is.
down a couple months
These
ago.
are the
No, they
how would
didn't.
you know that?
They might have
I mean,
went to a
yes,
dark net
they
by
did.
now.
Yeah. No, I mean, I understand. I was actually, it's silly. I don't really care about that stuff. I mean, I'm not in it to make a killing. I mean, because I'm making movies in Buffalo. You know, it's not like there's a huge bottom line for me. But I remember a movie that I directed about 4 years ago. My buddy's like, oh, I want to see it. I'm like, oh, I'll burn you a disc. He's like, let me look on, you know, online first. And he found it being torrented, and I was so touched. I'm like, my movie got torrented. That's amazing. Which is a really stupid thing. Like, I'm out there. But yeah, so this Saturday is their last chance to see it in the theater with the actors, kind of the energy of it all live on screen. And then it's going to be going all over. It's going to be like, you know, New York, L.A., different, like Chicago. I was just, Ohio, I think, Film Festival I'm submitting to. I was just uploading before I came here, so it's going the festival route. So it'll be all over the country first. Yeah.
Nice.
So let me just kind of take these, you know, two questions into one.
Yeah.
You know, just
And I was saying this before the podcast, man. We don't have to sit here and talk about my movie. I'm so flattered that you guys have me on here. And you know, if I had a PR person, they'd be like, "Shut up, just keep talking about your movie." But I'm a gamer, man. Like we can talk about other things. I hope
just
we
wanna
have a
get
chance
this
to
one-
do that.
I want to get these ones in here because
Yeah,
obviously, you know, this could happen. I mean, this is, you know, me personally as well. But you know, you never know who's going to be asking these questions out there.
Yeah.
You know, you got any tips for anybody that's, you know, looking to break into the filming genre in the indie film, because it's a very muddled
Yeah, there's
area.
no real rules.
And you know, words of wisdom
Words of wisdom
about how
from
to create
someone
their
who's
film.
3 years older than you. Let me tell you about
Words
life
of-
here.
Hey,
No.
3 years. Well, you know,
So yeah, no. So
if
your
you're
first
comparing
question is.
3 years to me, that's a bad thing.
Well,
right
wait.
there.
You said you're.
I'm
thir-
the elder here.
I'm
so
34. Okay.
I'm 42.
42.
Well,
Okay.
I gotta just say though, I may be 30.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
this
he's
is like,
30. No, okay, he's
Yeah.
not. See, I'm sorry, not 3, 4. I'm sorry.
I'm 31 next week, by
Yeah,
the way.
yeah.
Jeez. Everybody out there, hey, birthday next Friday. Send me wishes. No, don't really. But
Yeah.
no, see, yeah, I'm getting shook in my head by my producer. Don't talk to this dude ever. He's a dick. He's a fucking dick.
So your your question is words of wisdom after related to film. Words of wisdom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Words of wisdom,
Sure.
because that's a very unusual.
I have those. I have a simple one.
But also
Yeah.
maybe a couple little tips where some people can go to look for, you know, help. Because
Yeah.
I've met a couple out there that they don't know where to go to start.
Yeah, you have the interest and the passion, but you're like, where do I go with this?
Exactly.
Because you can't do it all on your own. That's the thing, you know. As much as you think when I was a teenager, I used to be like a jack of all trades. I can do everything. I can shoot. I can do it all. But
Yeah, I did that and it ended up me getting electrocuted.
worst case scenario. There you go. Exactly. So what I would say is, if you are younger, if you're in like high school, the easiest thing sounds like an obvious one, but you're not going to be making movies. Get a camera. Just have fun with your friends. You need to learn the practical stuff of when you pick up a camera, even if you don't know everything about it, kind of what's going on there. You'll figure it out. You don't need to read books. Just kind of how to hold cameras, how important sound is, and then just bring it into very inexpensive editing software, which is everywhere now. You know, it's ubiquitous. Do that. But if you've already done that, so say you're like, all right, I've already kind of playing around. I watch a lot of movies. I'm interested. If you go to college and if you have an opportunity, I'm not saying, actually, I'm going to say this about college and I'm going to totally shit on college. If you have an opportunity to go to a college that has an arts program, great. Take full advantage of it. exploit the time and money you're putting into that greatly, because once you get out, you're not going to have the opportunity and time like you do in there. Make all kinds of videos with friends. If on campus, for example, when I went to UB, there are campus stations where you can broadcast your stuff. Form relationships there, because a lot of the same things you'll learn within that kind of microcosm of like dealing with people who run like the station on campus are the same thing you'll deal with trying to get commercials on the air like I did, stuff like that. So that said, if you're thinking about if you're like, I love video and film, and I've already made some stuff, I have some friends doing it, I'm not in college yet, maybe you should say screw college, and I don't want to get into that. I want to make movies for the rest of my life. I'm not saying that I'm not crapping on college in general. I'm saying is maybe it's not for everyone, because a lot of the most talented and ambitious people I know don't even have college degrees, and they're worth a lot more than me. So if you are kind of older and have some money, what I would say is easiest thing to do, pick up like a 7D or a DSLR for, geez, under $1,000 now to get a camera that can shoot and look like film, because they operate very differently than handheld camcorders. So learn that, and then I think social networking. For example, here in Buffalo, and every city has it, there's a Buffalo Film Group. And you can meet people online, and actually a lot of people involved with this film. My cinematographer is from Boston, Massachusetts, and we met online, and then we met in Vegas at a video kind of convention, and then I'm like, you want to film my movie? So utilize the internet, because if there aren't people around you, and there are people who share that passion. So funnel all that energy into the internet, and I found it really, really rewarding. Yeah. And then words of wisdom.
Word of wisdom.
The word of wisdom, just do it. I think that no matter what, and it's my own personal flaw, we are all very creative and talented people, even if you think you're not. The hardest thing for me, actually, when you said what's the hardest thing, doing it, just getting up and being like, ugh, like you wake up and you're just like, I have to call that person. Like even now, like near the end, I'm like, I have to email the guy at the theater. And then I have to like cut him a check, and then I have to like promote it. Like, I have to come on a podcast with these guys I don't know. It sounds stupid, and then there's the fear of all that unknown. But like once you do it, once you get yourself to do it, that's at least I find that the people who actually just do it, because everyone talks, especially people in film, be it small industry or big industry, everyone talks. Once you actually just start putting your energy into getting up, calling actors, writing a little something, making it happen, dumping all the people who screwed you over last time and don't want to do it, and putting yourself closer to people who you do want to be around, just keep on doing that over and over. Just do it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
One last question to lead into our video game discussion.
Yeah.
I have one more question.
Oh, wait,
One more
no.
question?
All right, go ahead.
All right, this is the most important question out of all of them.
Awesome. I've been waiting for this one, man.
Who was the blonde girl, and is she single?
You're not the only person to ask that, actually. I don't know if I should tell you the story. Her name is Andrea Andolina. She's very, very talented.
That's a cool name.
She's very talented, very cool person. And how could I say this? She does have a boyfriend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, seems like a good guy.
So there you go. Seems like. You gotta
Yeah.
go, man. You
There's
gotta-
So now you're saying that because in the trailer so you're saying there's a chance, yeah.
She's the female lead, correct?
Well, her and there's another. It's kind of split, because the two main characters, Brian and Scott, and then those are kind of the love interests, or of theirs. So they kind of share that role. So she's splits the female lead with another actress, Kim in the film. Her name is Sarah Mariolis, another sweetie locally. But I'll tell you a quick story about that, and then I'm sorry. So there's guys who I know who love she's the value girl too. I don't know if you've ever seen the value commercials locally, but she's the value girl. So my buddies at work, because I have a 9 to 5 just like everybody else, are like, oh cool, they saw the trailer on TV, like Rob's trailer is going to be on TV. All of a sudden they saw that one shot of Andrea that, of course, in lingerie, put it in there to have guys like you ask questions. Exactly. Hey, she's an attractive
That's
woman.
marketing right there.
Yeah, hey, amen. And they go,
Sex sells.
what's her name? And I'm like, that's the value girl. And they go, that's the value girl? Oh my God, they got the value girl in this movie. But no, yeah, okay, so she's, you want her number? I know you can talk to me. I don't
No,
know. Oh, now
it's
he's
getting a little too
backpedaling.
serious in here.
I know.
Needed to shake it up a little.
Yeah, no, well, yeah. I'd love to give you her number, but she's got a boyfriend. I'm sorry. She's very happy, I hope.
But you didn't get that value guy, though, the guy that does the
Yeah, I don't-
dancing.
No, he might be in the sequel, Game Changed. Yeah. Yeah. Game
Tools of
Changed.
the game.
Yeah.
Game Changers Part 2.
Yeah.
So yeah, Nintendo. What game have you put the most time into from the classic Nintendo?
Classic Nintendo.
Classic Nintendo.
The most. Okay, so not original Nintendo.
Original
Because there's
Nintendo.
very easy answers for depending on which one you're asking. I would probably Mario Brothers are definitely Contra. I'm obsessed with Contra. I am not lying when I say I can beat it without the Konami code. And when
That's impossible. It's a lie.
I know exactly.
Lie.
No, I know. I have to film one of these times. No, I did it recently. Swear to God.
That's
no.
like saying you can
No.
beat Battletoads.
No, well, exactly. No, the reason why you can do it is because you can get extra lives, and like if I'm telling you, man, if I die in a level, if I go like 3 levels in a row with spreader and I die, the amount of like the vile filth that comes out of my mouth, the most horrible swears and anger. I've never felt anger like I have when I die in Contra. But I'd say definitely Contra is what I play the most. Yeah, I love it.
So he's a gamer just like you.
Oh yeah. Oh my mouth is horrific. I have no idea why my neighbor has not called the cops on me,
Yeah.
thinking I'm trying to kill somebody.
I play Contra by myself now because I'm too self-conscious to play with someone else. Oh, also, you can't play with somebody who's a scrub because then they'll die or like.
Then you get so pissed off with them, and then you throw the controller.
Like if they're scrolling you off the map, like they're not moving, you keep falling in a pit. Like I just.
And don't you have shared lives in Contra?
If you suck.
Well, contrary to popular belief with him, I too am actually one who can actually beat Contra without the Konami code because I
See,
have
it's
done it
po-
before.
it is-
It is hard, but I've done
You get
it.
to know
I have
every
done
bullet.
it.
You get to know where every person comes from, and,
Well,
and
I'll
He's
Yeah,
a
yeah, if you
ninja, so
memorize
it's
it.
okay.
yeah.
Oh.
Ninjutsu.
Yeah.
It's not
All
my
right.
name.
Keep it going. Jay Zippo.
Yeah.
NES, man. What game? Come on.
Well, I mean, I never really played the straight up Nintendo stuff. I guess Mario Brothers because it came with the system, but I was always back in the day. I was more sports, so it was more Tecmo Bowl and any kind of hockey or something.
Bo
Yeah.
Jackson.
Or Duck
Super
Hunt
Tecmo Bowl.
because that's humane. Shooting
man.
Did you just do long bomb every time in Super Tecmo Bowl like everyone
Oh,
did?
no,
No, Bo
you just
Jackson.
hand off to Bo Jackson, let him run
Oh,
down all
that's-
the way, and then he
Bo
runs back up.
See,
Infinite
I didn't know
stamina.
about that
Infinite
until
stamina.
way afterwards that you could just run.
Well, now
circles
you know
on
why
the
everybody picks Bo Jackson.
field. Yeah.
All right. And what about you, Ninjutsu?
All right, and first of all, it's me and Getsu,
No,
but
Ninja 2.
no.
Ninja 2.
Anyways, I'm a Metroid maniac. I spent almost
Cool.
all
That's
of
not
my
Nintendo.
life playing Metroid.
That's Nintendo.
I'm kidding.
Oh yeah.
Really? I'm not even gonna go there. But like, I spent a lot of time because, quite honestly, at the time I didn't really know that Metroid was actually a woman. Then when I found out from my one friend who actually beat it using the Game Genie,
Yeah.
finding out it's a woman
Game
later,
Genie.
I wanted to master it without the Game Genie, just so I could see her pretty much almost nude. So
The
Those
8-bit
8-bit.
nude.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't. We didn't have the internet back then. It was a different time.
it was a different time, yeah. So like
Yeah,
I
find a way you
spent
could
every
get it.
time trying to complete it as fast as I can with 100% of the items.
Yeah.
Never have achieved
Yeah. Her
that.
being a
It
chick.
was all about two of the
definitely
bits.
Yeah, yeah.
So what you're saying, they weren't well rendered titties.
Yeah.
We had that conversation before.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know, graphics have come a long way. Yeah.
Exactly.
They're bricks with little pins on them.
I never really played Metroid, but when it got to like N64, where they had like, I remember when that came out, the visor was like a cool thing, and I forget what, I think that was
Virtual
N64.
Boy?
No. They had this cool. I know Virtual Boy too. Why did we people play that? That was anyway.
Because
Because
just
it
like
was
most
new.
most gamers, we were fascinated with stupid shit.
Yeah, exactly.
It was
But-
like the
yeah.
next step to virtual reality. We were hoping that like if Virtual Boy took off, then the next
Yeah.
thing we're
Virtual
gonna have
things.
these gigantic virtual rooms.
Wasn't it
where-
all red too? It was only
Yeah,
one
it was
color.
all
Yes.
red.
That's the future right there. Yeah, like that would be amazing. With that be is like you can have an entire virtual environment. Everything looks perfect, but it's only red.
Well, the thing is, if you spend enough time with Virtual Boy
Yeah.
and play it a long time, and hopefully everybody out there knows what I'm talking about, is Kenny Rogers rotisserie chicken.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Seinfeld.
Yes, thank you.
So we'll
All
give
right.
him.
Oh man, I logged a lot of time with Duck Hunt. Duck Hunt was my crack, and I will say it for the record, I did cheat.
How do you?
I am
cheat
very
now?
proud of it.
Gun up to the TV.
Yeah, you put the gun right up to the TV and you just follow the dogs.
Yeah, but then you get to a point where that duck flies around so quick you can't.
Oh, you just keep. Well, you know what you do? You just sit there and you pull the trigger and just keep going.
But no, but didn't it limit? Didn't you only have like
No.
3 shots?
Well, if you were smart. And
Dude, you're a liar, man. You never completed Contra in 3 lives.
I didn't,
Duck Hunt
I
over
didn't
here.
Do, I didn't do Contra. No, fuck Contra. Fuck Contra.
Oh yeah, okay. No, you're
I'm
not.
talking
You didn't
about
lie.
Duck Hunt.
No, that
No,
was my
what you
fault.
do is you take the gun, and instead of using your index while you pull the trigger, you use your middle finger.
Sure.
And you just put it there, and you just sit there and really quickly.
Yeah.
And he's continued using his middle finger ever since.
Yeah, he can't beat Contra, but I can. It just takes a lot of frustration
All
out of
right,
me.
Bill of Rights. Get back
Well,
on topic here.
All right, Nintendo games. The most played game that no, actually I have to split it into 3 because it all depends on when the games came out. So I started off with Duck Hunt, and that was my game all the way up until the second Super Mario game came out. And Super Mario 2 and Super Mario 3 were like my brother and I played the video games together. That was our life. We could literally beat the entire game in like 4 hours, or probably less than that.
Can't do it in 30 minutes?
No, we were never that addicted. But then Crystallis came out. And I don't know if anybody
what is
else
that?
has played Crystallis,
Crystallis.
but that
I don't know
is
that game.
by far the best RPG that ever came out. And that's even comparing it to the Final Fantasy games.
I'm Googling it right now.
That was a great game.
How do
See, I never
remember
heard of that game, but like I heard of Final Fantasy, so like, I was thinking of Final Fantasy, and I'm still am now.
Well, how about this one?
Wait, this one? This thing?
Yep.
Yeah, that's Crystallis right there.
God, we've come a long way.
I know. Do you remember when you were a kid and decided that was the shit?
Oh my God. Yeah.
Kind of like Saved by the Bell.
It's never
Oh,
been.
yeah.
I remember the intro to. I remember showing my dad, like, Dad, check out this intro to Tekken 1 on PlayStation. It's never gonna look better than this. And I'm like, wow, amazing. Now you look at that and it's like. Sorry.
Have you tried going back to play like Final Fantasy 7 or something like that? The
No, I'd
first
love to, though.
3D
just
game.
wait for the remake.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the remake. I
Oh
can't.
yeah, that looks.
can't
So
do it.
what are they
It'll
doing
come
for
out-
that too? Like, are they re-upping the graphics but the same
Yeah.
story?
Yeah, same
No,
story,
so
but
gonna
they're
add stuff to it, aren't they?
Yeah, they're
I've been doing a ton of yes, I'm Final Fantasy 7 guru here.
Yeah.
I've been
Just
bombing
free
forums up
self-proclaimed.
like crazy, and reading videos, and there were so many mixed things. You know what I mean? Watching videos, and there were so many mixed things about it that everybody's saying they're going to do this, they're going to do this, they're going to do this, they're going to do this. In all honesty, nobody knows what they're actually going to do.
Yeah.
And that's the truth. Like, nobody knows what's going to happen. All they know is that they're confident that they're going to make sure it's done right. That's all they know.
Holy hope.
all they need to do is just keep exactly the same things, but with better, better cutscenes. Like keep the same systems, keep the same everything exactly the same. Just put the graphics up to modern day.
Now everybody
In
just
my
say,
opinion.
I apologize, Mr. Iwata.
For getting off topic.
Getting off topic. This is
Moment of
this is
silence.
supposed to be a retrospection for Mr. Iwata, and we're going way off topic.
Well, actually, in a
But-
way, it kind of is, since he was supposed to be part of the wasn't he supposed to be part of Sony? And
I'll
then
get to that in a
failed
second.
miserably.
I'll get to that in a second. It
and
didn't fail. It didn't fail. It was just something different. I'm going to ask Rob a question here.
Sweet.
All right. So, first ever appearance of Mario. What was his name,
Oh my God, I feel like.
and what was he doing?
Oh God, I
That's
don't.
really interesting. And I
It's
was like,
it's
what?
not in a Mario Brothers game, I don't think.
I'm not going to say anything.
Oh well,
Kong?
I don't know. And I'm trying to what's your poker face like? God, what?
I don't got
Oh! I'm gonna guess
Okay.
Donkey Kong,
Okay.
That's what I was
and he was
thinking.
jumping over barrels. That's gonna be my guess.
Okay. What was his name?
Wait, you mean I got it right, but you're not gonna give me full credit?
Fuck
Teach-
no.
No, okay.
Do I look like
His name
a public
was
school?
the plumber.
There we go. He got it. Yeah.
Hold it under my butt.
Yes, in the late 70s, and Jay Zippo did all the research for this. He actually appeared. His first appearance was in Donkey Kong. He was just called the Plumber,
I can't believe I knew that.
and he was saving.
Do I win the show? What do I win
the
for that?
You can go raid his house for a quickie.
I'm good.
That's-
I'm diabetic. I don't got cookies.
Yeah, you do. You lie.
Oh, I thought you said quickie.
I got
I'm
some
like,
quick
Jesus.
information. On
He puts out two, man. He puts out every day of the week.
All right.
All right, I just got some really quick information on Mario Brothers here because I always found it hilarious. It's Nintendo's fairly new, up and coming. Let's make this really great game. What are we gonna make it?
I'm excited.
Plumbers.
Wait,
What?
That is
Yeah,
weird.
we're gonna do plumbers. And what's
Well-
their name? Mario.
Mario,
Okay,
what?
What's their last name? Mario. No. What's their last name?
Seriously, what's her name?
Oh,
Mario.
I know what it is.
Mario.
Is it really?
Yeah,
I
that's
thought it was
Mario.
brothers.
They say that in the movie.
Mario,
actually.
Mario,
Oh.
and Luigi Mario. What are their names?
Oh, the movie with John Leguizamo and
Yeah. What's
King Koopa.
I love that movie.
Me too. That was a great movie.
It's a dark horse movie for every fan out there. But
Who played King Koopa in that movie?
Dennis Hopper.
Yes, Dennis Hopper is King Koopa. What the hell is going on? I want to go watch that now. It's in my basement.
I got it too. So
And I have proof that they
I got
were
it from
high
Pirate
when
Bay.
they made this game.
please lay it on
You
us.
eat magical mushrooms.
Oh,
Hello?
Whoa.
Well, who
You pick
made it?
weeds.
Because you think. I mean, you have Shigeru Miyamoto, and then you have Iwata. Okay, who actually? Because that seems like a very American idea. Like plumbers, they're Italians. No,
This
it
was
was
in- yeah,
this
this
was
was in
all their
Japan.
idea.
That's good for them. I know what, it's like when you watch anime and they're all like they don't look like Japanese people. I don't know. They got something figured out. They're like in our brains. Anyways.
But yes,
That's right. I'm just saying, like, that had to have been the weirdest marketing meeting ever.
Yeah.
Like, wait.
well, you know, it was the precursor to Seth MacFarlane in that meeting, right?
Right.
Seth
A
MacFarlane.
lot of pot.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, okay.
So, all right. Well, unfortunately, that is pretty much about it for us for the day. Rob, thank you for coming in here,
Oh my
talking
God.
about your movie, talking
Thank
about
you.
video gaming with us, and reminiscing about Nintendo.
Oh my God, it was
Yeah.
awesome. It was fun. Yeah, anytime.
Hey, actually, I completely forgot about
Oh, what?
this. I just have a quick note. I actually didn't talk to anybody about mentioning this first because it's kind of off topic. I just wanted you guys to know, I don't know how many of you are Dragon Ball Z fans.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say.
The Dragon Ball Z put out a movie recently.
Resurrection F.
Well, I'm talking about the one before that.
Battle of the Gods?
Yeah, Battle of the Gods came
Oh.
out. Well, the second one, Resurrection F, that you're talking about, is actually having a showing at the IMAX Theater in Transit this coming Tuesday.
I was gonna say better not be Saturday, but no, I know about that because I have a friend who's a big DBZ fan, and
Yep.
we saw the last one in the theater. It was hilarious.
So I'm definitely going to be there. So
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, we're gonna be there too. Yes.
All right,
All
goodbye,
right.
everybody.
All right. Once again, Rob, thank you for joining us.
Oh my God, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Good luck with Game Changers.
Thank you.
You know, I hope it gets everything that you deserve. Sounds
Me
like you
too.
put a lot of time and effort into this sucker.
Hmm.
Mr. Iwata, if you're up there listening to us, please don't smite us for talking about Final Fantasy for one.
Mm-hmm.
PlayStation.
In PlayStation, yeah.
PlayStation.
And for the love of God, if you ever do get resurrected, come back and redo the Nintendo PlayStation hybrid. We all need it. All right, and holy crap, what are we talking about next week? I don't know yet. We'll figure it out, people.
Yeah.
We will. We'll figure it out. But until then, Rob, Jay Zippo, the Full
Ninjutsu.
Tilt, Ninjutsu, the Bill of Rights, if he actually decides to pass legislation come next week. I am Kaiba, your host. Thank you, and catch you all on the flip side.